Brothers and sisters, generals, family, we are back. If we are alive and breathing, we are back to conquer another day, another year, and another decade. And I always got to give that honor to thy ancestors who fought hard through tooth and nail to get many of us in that great divine space that we are in. That's children, our children's mothers, fathers, reachers and teachers in the world or online, and in our families that are just striving to be the best of themselves in our abilities wherever we are in the parts of the world we are right now as one speaks. And I welcome, this is another edition of EBX discussion, and I salute current subscribers, new subscribers, anybody that view, brother, sister, family. If you get something out of what I say that's positive, go ahead and pass it on to someone else so we can keep this righteous realm strong. And one thing we got to do at all costs, stop feeding into negative entities. I'll say that again. Please, brothers and sisters, best way we can, stop feeding into negative entities. And I'll get into some examples, and we'll have a meditative moment, as I always do. And as I've said before, positivity is good for the immune system. Look it up. It's if you live along in this life, the higher up in levels of self-awareness we go or age, we will understand and we will see, as that spirit of my grandmother always used to say. May she rest in peace and in power. Keep on living, brothers and sisters. Our body speaks to us, so we better listen and stop giving in to negative entities. And then again, break it down like a noun. Treat this life like a noun, person, place, or thing, and break everything down individually, and have good clarity of things. And I want to give one example of not giving in to negative entities. One, a lot of us deal with it on the jobs, and I'll say show of hands. If I could see hands right now, show hands if you have evil entities on the job. Remember, it could be person, place, thing. A lot of times this individual, especially if you have a workplace where you're dealing with the public, and we all have that individual that, guess not aware of their behavior, and I got an individual on my job, Caucasian woman, and I'm not saying all Caucasian people are bad, but hey, teachers, our spirit don't lie as melanated brothers and sisters. Salute. And you ever had those on your job or in your life that's the bearer of bad news? So that's kind of what I deal with, and always quick to come tell me something negative. So the way to deal with that is to don't even show no negativity at all, because that's what negative parasitic individuals feed off of, is negativity. So I get these orders on my job. Sometimes they come right before I get off. Sometimes I get a little irritated, but at this moment it's like, because that great divine test us sometimes on our character, if you're connected to it and you're paying attention, so this individual gave me this order that sometimes irritate me. He's like, oh, you're going to hate this. Oh, you ain't going to like this. And I just looked at her. I was like, are you serious? Just waiting to feed off my negativity. But guess what, brothers and sisters? I didn't give in to it. Didn't give her the satisfaction. I said, oh, it'll be all right. Just got to keep it positive. And she started laughing. I was like, why are you laughing at me saying it's going to be positive? Because I don't know, how some people's minds are conditioned. So as I heard from a sister on another platform, I think I messed up her programming. She glitched. That's why she started laughing. Because some people just have the knack of looking at the dark side of things. And that's what negative energy can do. So that's just an example. And she's Caucasian. It can be anybody that can have a negative energy within them. It just happened to be a Caucasian woman, because I have another sister I work with. She's an older sister, though. I call her Bev. She's like a auntie. And I'll put in the end screen on a podcast I made about respect is the best success. And on the banner and the thumbnail shows the Hulk character and the Thing from Fantastic Four, the movie or whatever. And they're sitting at a table, and it shows the waitress, and it looks like that's what it looks like, a sister that's an auntie. And she's talking to the Hulk. Then I speak on what she says to the Hulk. I'll wait till you have to see the podcast. I put it in the end screen. And I'm also put a father and son discussion that my son and I did. Lord Lamont, that'll be in the end screen also. But in that respect is the best success podcast, on the thumbnail shows an auntie talking to the Hulk, and she's telling her the truth about some things. And you have to you have to look at it and see what you get from it. You know, what I get from it is respect. That's how I was inspired by the title of it. Respect is the best success. And it is, because everything else right will follow when you have respect within your soul. So that's what was in that podcast. And it reminded me of Bev, you know, and I meant to speak about her on that podcast. So that'd be in the end screen. And that's what that reminded me of. And Bev, my coworker, like I said, she's an older sister, and you know, she been in the world for a while. She's wise and knows some things. And the same Caucasian lady I was talking about, she had to check her on being negative. You know, sometimes we got to back that devil up. You know, positivity isn't always soft. Sometimes you got to be a little aggressive. As I said, positivity is a means for a better life. It's not always soft. Sometimes you got to come aggressive with it. You know, that's how some of us that are truth sayers and in our families, and we have a little edge, melanated brothers and sisters that have a little edge. The world made us this way. We didn't ask to be this way. So a lot of us are only, you know, action gives a reaction. We're not reacting, but we're only acting to the thing that has been done to melanated brothers or sisters or anybody that's been through any kind of a struggle over the years. Of course, it's going to build some type of rebel type character in one, especially when you know that truth and you know what does a lot of us teachers teach on? Know thyself. Man, it's wonderful when we do, but you know when you know. It's more, you have to experience it. Like I've said, we can hear it all day long and teach it, but we have to feel it in our mind, body, and soul. Man, it's wonderful. So I'm going to have a meditative moment, and I like to do my little summaries, and we're going to break down why it's not good to have negative energy in our mind, body, and soul. And it could be subtle or aggressive, either way, because even when it's small, you know, it can fester into something bigger, you know. So something my son said on a podcast that me and him did, father and son podcast, and he said negative entities, whether it can be person, place, or thing, always those who are righteous and have that light and taking the bulls by the horn and not playing, you have entities around us. I mean, around the righteous brothers and sisters and family, not the one in my close circle, looks for the crack in our foundation. My son, Lord Lamont, said this, and that's what evil entities do, you know. And like I say, a parasite, if you don't feed them, they'll feed on themselves. Don't give them nothing to feed off of. And there's something I want to speak on that I heard a Caucasian white man say right here on YouTube. Actually, I heard it last week, and he was speaking on evil entities of the world. Now, he wasn't speaking against his race, but he had an understanding about his race. And he was saying that those, you know, he was saying entities of the world manipulate, you know, some Caucasians into thinking they're superior over other cultures. And that's how division was manifested. That's how division started. That's how it began. But with those who think they're superior, don't realize that they are a part of the game too. They are also being manipulated to go against other cultures, you know. And I heard this from a Caucasian man. So, you know, hey, you want to learn some points about the enemy, you go listen to the enemy and see how they move. You know what I mean? And, you know, hey, and he wasn't talking no kumbaya stuff. He was just speaking raw truth. That's it. It was no more, no less. That's all. And hey, when you got a good heart, you got a conscience, it's just when some truth you just can't let pass. It bothers us. Those that have, especially those who are empaths, you know, and really care about humanity and or culture. Our spirit is just not going to tolerate lies. I'm sorry, you know, not that we're this perfect being, brother or sister, you know, it's just that our spirit, our righteous spirit, is just not going to let us tolerate toxic entities, person, place, or thing. So I just wanted to share that, you know, and it's when you seek truth, that's what you'll come into, you know, righteous truth, the real stuff that keep us cleansed and maintaining, you know, because as I always say, we are leaders and teachers. We are not no damn followers with a student spirit, and we keep that student spirit so we can keep on learning, you know, and know that we all have great gifts, not just speaking. A lot of us can have great divine gifts to bring to the table, but stay away from toxicity because it's very, very contagious. You know, you want to know how intoxicating and toxic and can affect you. It's like a virus. Toxicity is almost like a virus. I mean, just all you can do is just pick any individual that's been in the industry, that's a celeb, that's plastered all over the media now. Look what he's done to everybody he's connected to. It's like a virus. He's affected everyone. That's what we don't need. I'm telling you, what goes up must come down. And the worst toxic things you've done over the years, that's the harder that hammer gonna come down. Boom, because it's gonna come. And it's not a matter of if, it's a matter of when. And I'm gonna get into why negative energy is, man, awful for the body and not good for the body. So let's go, generals. Negativity, more likely to suffer from degenerative brain disease, and that's serious. Cardiovascular problems, that's serious. Digestive issues, especially when we get up in age. And recover from sickness much slower than those who have a positive outlook on life. They, when you're always daunting and dark about everything and you don't see the positive things, you're going to carry that down to your body because the body follows the mind. Okay. Negative energy can cause mental and physical exhaustion. If every day a little negative energy, remember, a little can seep in little by little, over time can break the body down. A little energy, a little negative energy, it will accumulate and have a clear effect on our health over time. Can make you feel heavy, dark, and gloomy, feel emotionally reactive and defensive to everything, and view the world through mixed filter of fear, anger, and paranoia. And that's what it's like when you're not aware of things. Your mind just all over the place. You don't have no organization. That's something we got to have in our soul. Enabled to control mind, body, and soul, see, hear, and feel in our psyche. Man, we have to have all those things in alignment. Best way we can. And how do we do this? Research, read, little things we have in our mind, or in our body, little ticks and quirks and things going on. Research them. We can almost be our own doctor. Because as we all heard before, that it's a metaphor, it's a saying, but it's true. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of cure. So that's why we do things and meditate and get in those quiet moments when we think we're going into a challenge, whether it's positive or negative. We get in the quiet moments so we can think and don't jump off a toxic, wrong impulses. Because, 1 second, now do I even have to say it? We can do something wrong in 1 split second. So you fill in the rest. So, negative energy, it's not a joke, more likely to suffer from degenerative brain disease. That's crazy. Cardiovascular problems. This is like dwelling on negativity like all our lives, because it depends on how negative we are, the environment we're in. I always kind of like to use maybe YouTube kind of like for an example. Like when you're always seeking to learn something and listen to the righteous teachers and be educated, and you're trying to educate yourself, that's what will pop up like on the sidebar, things we're interested in. And, because I like nature and universe. I've been trying to learn more about animals and just stuff that's, that uplift us and stimulate our mind in the right direction. That's the kind of stuff that, like what will be presented to us on YouTube, like that sidebar, the things that we like. That's what we'll see in the sidebar a lot of times. But you have to watch the other things that try to pull us away too. You can't get too locked into some of this celeb crap. Real talk, you can't lose ourselves in it. Let's stick to educating ourselves and helping those that are in that struggle and that want to see that light, and just help to bring it out of them, because there's a lot of us out here, melanated brothers and sisters. We can get the closest to the sun, so we can have that vibration. It's in us, we just got to know this. We like gold bars walking around. Real talk. Some of us just don't know where that gold bar. Real talk. So that's why we got a lot of melanated, righteous brothers and sisters out here, and our families too, to bring those gifts out of us, whatever gift that is. It ain't just speaking, to bring it to the table and, just to add to this life, to add to Mother Nature and that great divine. And I want to read that summary one more time just to get it in our subconscious, how serious negative energy is. So stop giving in to negative entities, person, place, or thing. All right, negative energy, more likely to suffer from degenerative brain disease. Man, cardiovascular problems, digestive issues, and recover from sickness much slower than those with a positive mind, a positive outlook, because there's a solution in everything. If you're seeking it, depends on what space we're in. We're not being compromised by devils of the world. Negative energy can cause mental and physical exhaustion. If every day a little negative energy, it will accumulate and have a clear effect on our health over time. Can make you feel heavy, dark, and gloomy, feel emotionally reactive and defensive, and view the world through a mixed filter of fear, anger, and paranoia. And when you have been compromised, and you in this industry or whatever, you're always gonna have that fear and looking over your shoulder and daunting and dark. Who the hell want to live like that? I mean, seriously, because whether you believe in karma or you want to live your life in free will and all that, I hope you're ready for the consequences, because it's going to come. One thing we all can agree on in this life, this whole freaking universe, the future is going to come. So that's something we all know. And it ain't no matter of if, it's a matter of when. So, as I said before, I say again, what we do righteous in the present will always and forever, without a doubt, benefit us in the future. All day, every day. Just keep on living. You'll see. So that's why we do the right things in life. Not to be this perfect person. Just so we can be ready for things and do what we have to do to deflect negative forces that try to come at us at all angles, Because it's wonderful when you have a state of freedom in our mind. Notice how I say that. Because we're not totally free. But our mind, a state of free is a state of mind all day, just like success. Real talk. So we got to do whatever we got to do. Keep that negative energy up off of us. Another side note, and it's something I've learned. I've heard other teachers learn on another platform, actually, the spinal cord. Focus on your spinal cord. Look that up. I happened to look that up one day and realize how important that is, because it attacks our spinal cord is attached to our nervous system throughout our whole body, and it's the stem, and it goes up to the stem of our brain. So that's why it's important to stay away from negative entities. Stop giving in to negative entities, person, place, things. It's anything that's insignificant, that just drain us, that we don't need. Like I'm telling you, like some of this stuff in the media, telling you it couldn't be any more toxic. You know what I'm saying? Look up toxic. What is toxic? Something gross, nasty, something that nature throws away. Real talk. Just think about that. So, and like I said, toxicity is contagious. It's like a virus, especially if you got somebody with an individual that's in power and have money and have devilish spirits within them. I mean, woo, and they got people up under them. That's crazy, man. Making people compromise. That's crazy. So, we get that divine power. We should never abuse it, because the same power that we abuse will be the same power that will cause our demise. Real talk. So that's why we got to stay away from negativity, because it can get on us. It can stick on us, without us realizing it. Like that example I gave about the individual always having daunting and bad news all the time. We have to stay away from stuff like that, whether it's person, place, or thing. But I want to speak on Bev, my other coworker I work with, the older lady. I said that's a sister. I like her, man. She, like I said, she like an auntie that don't take no crap. And she tried to be negative with her one time, and she checked her. She put her in her place. She didn't play that, and she's very wise. So be thankful for people around us that are wise. You know what I'm saying? And that sometimes we don't have to say nothing. They'll speak up for us. That's that great divine right there. Great divine will place people around us that will show us the light, the right way. You know what I'm saying? So that was something that was in my spirit, and just stay strong. And this has been another edition of EBX Discussion, and I'll be uploading some music here in a minute, probably after I get done with this. And I thank my family. I honor my family. I honor your family, man. My children, their mothers, brothers and sisters all over the world. May you please keep that ultimate peace in your part of the world, and that's in the world or online. Because I've learned from many, as I said, brothers and sisters, when we listen to those who listen to the righteous things of life are usually the most intelligent, and able to come up with situations. Because you got brothers and sisters that's never been to college and never had no degree, and some of the most intelligent, bright, brilliant brothers and sisters you ever want to see. I experience it in my children all the time. You know, even though some of them they're in school, but still, it's even brothers and sisters maybe online in the world, never been to school, and are some of the most brilliant people you ever want to see or meet. So again, if you want to keep your body tight and keep it healthy, stop giving in to negative entities. Salute.